Yo, Davey, what's up? Yeah, I just noticed that my screen's gone blank. I'm trying to fix it on my OBS here. 1 second. It was up there a minute ago. I don't know why it's not up right now. Yo, how we doing? How about now, guys? Can you see it now or no? Are we back? I think guys should be able to see it now. Sorry about that. What's up, Davey? What's up, Cram? How we doing, guys? How we doing? We're good? Okay. And how about volume and stuff? Are we good? Can you hear me? Cool. Very good. Thank you. I thought we were going to get like super clean move on indices or on gold here. Right off the bat, but I was looking for this 30-minute gap here to hold, but it looks like we just flushed right through it. So not sure how I feel about this. I'm going to watch this 4-hour gap here in silver though. That's going to be now where I watch. So I'll put an alert here. I still think I want to take out these highs and gold to this high too. So we'll see. Can delete all this now. I'm good, thanks, Cram. I'm good, man. I'm good. Tried it. Yeah, I honestly, Davey, when I saw it, I was watching it when it closed, and was just I've been paying attention to kind of just on my phone since it opened, and it looked like it was just going to rip straight off the bat. We got this 90-minute we had 90-minute two-stage SMT here inside the 90-minute gap. I just said, all right, this thing is just going straight for the highs, but it's not no. But my original plan when we closed like this was I thought we were going to come into this gap first and then go higher, so we'll see. But I would like this gap tagged now on, I'm actually going to put an alert here too. On silver, yeah, that's exactly what I'm watching. Indices, I don't know, I'm a bit torn again. It's just the decoupling is really messing me up, to be honest. Like, I want a long YM and I want a short NQ, pretty much has been like the story of the past couple of weeks, I guess. Like, ES has these equal highs here too. So we'll see. What do y'all think of indices? What's the thoughts? Like we got a bearish C2 closure here, really. So I could see it closing lower. SMT here, but also SMT at the lows. I don't know. I don't really know. Yeah, I took a long on gold in the PM. This here we had. So we had this SMT here with silver. My entry was we had the CSD, we had the C2 candle closure, opened low, and then once we got this here, I pretty much just longed this retest here, my stop here, and just went for this high. I thought I was going to get stopped out, but we actually created more 30-minute SMT here. Where was it? Yeah, here we created a 30-minute SMT here. And then once we got this 3-minute CSD here, I was actually tempted to add more here because it's almost like a second setup forming. Second setup was going to look something like this. Same target. Stop here, and I would have moved my original stop up here too, so I thought about doing that, but I just I think that would have just been pure greed, to be honest. Then we just went to the highs, and so that was nice. But yeah, it's been slow. It's been slow. I guess I'm banking on this SMT holding down here and just treating this as a C2, you know, trading away from the gap, because these are all like bearish C2 closures here too, but just having SMT down here with silver, just making me think we're not going to go back down here, so we'll see. And indices, we're just inside in this range. Like when is this 6-hour candle from? This is the 6 a.m. candle, and we haven't taken the high or the low on it, on any of the assets actually. Just been consolidating. Just paper trade last night. Markets have been difficult. Oh, Definitely, man. Definitely. Good for you, Davey. If you're up, if you can survive this markets, you'll be fine. Yeah, I've not been doing great now this month, to be honest. Let me actually check here. 1 sec. Date range this month. Yeah, it's been poor. Down $351 on all my 50k accounts for August, so like 1.5 or 2 hour maybe down. Not 2 hour, not quite 2 hour, but more like 1.5 ish. Just been zero follow through, but like that's fine. One good trade, one good 2 hour trade, and I'll be fine. You know, be back to BE. So, but very similar to you. I think I'm looking forward to September. I'm just hoping that it's better than this shit, to be honest. Like, I don't want to look back at this stream in like 2 weeks' time and be like, God, September's worse than August was. So I think I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's better. But yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't, to be honest. I've been weird here too. All just has this like flat weekly open here, which is like a good target weekly gap. Excuse me. Thought we might create some SMT in this daily gap here, but or weekly gap. Oh, very good, Davey. Very good. Oh, did you say you were going home for some sport event or something you were saying? I think I remember you saying that. Was it football or something you were going home for? Am I remembering that correctly or not? I won't be trading edge for a few weeks. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I think London been pretty clean. Too, when I go home, I usually like London's obviously morning time, so I just usually have a look at that and see if there's anything clean setting up. If not, then I'll just wait for New York. Oh, rugby, you said. Oh, yes, sorry, yeah. Cool. Where's the rugby on? Yeah, I've often thought, I don't know, would being a New York trader at home be, or like just the hours in general, like in Ireland, would it be better being a full-time trader in Ireland or here? Like you get up in the morning, get all your shit done, and then just like trade in the afternoon, or you could also get up in the morning, trade London, and don't even bother trading New York. You know, I've often thought which one would I prefer? Oh, Limerick. All right, okay. Very good. Okay, looks like I'm gonna get this gap on silver. Definitely Australia, you think, is the best place to do it? I don't know, and I don't know if hitting them all is a good thing. That would just be too tempting to trade fucking all of them, you know. I mean, I guess it gives you the option, which is good. I've traded in Thailand before, and it's actually been pretty sweet. There's like a 12-hour difference between the New York session and Thailand, so like you could trade between like 9 and 11 at night. Kind of not too dissimilar to this. Is like your New York session and just have your whole day for yourself, you know, or just trade like the Asia session now, which should be like 8:30 in the morning over there now, so that'd be pretty sweet too. All right, there's that gap. Looks like we're not going to get any SMT here. So we'll just watch the reaction over this gap now and see what we get. It looks like they're all going to hit this, which is kind of annoying. I don't know if any of you guys are looking to cop any accounts, but the Apex deal ends tonight, I think. The 90% off one. I bought like 50Ks for the end of day trailing for like 245. 5 accounts for 245. Now that's, excuse me, that's not that doesn't include the activation fee, but at least I can YOLO them or trade them a bit more aggressive. And if I pass them, I don't mind paying the activation fee then, but I'd rather not pay the full upfront in case you do blow them, you know, it just makes it much cheaper. do this 90 minute here actually. Oh, whoa. I'm just actually after noticing this now. So we had 90 minutes SMT here at the open. 30 minutes SMT fill here at YM. This will probably be your CSD here. The only thing is we got a new 30-minute candle in 2 minutes. Just got to be aware of that. And a new hourly. There'll be an hourly gap as well. Let's see if we can maybe trade into this gap and get a CSD. I'll consider it. Let's see how this 30-minute opens here. What's gold doing? Nothing. Dave, if you see anything on gold, let me know. Actually, just trying to get my tray copier set up here. Oh shit, okay. I didn't even want to tag like this gap, no? Yeah, it doesn't look great now, David, for something that had so much like potential. It's just like it's not really given much of a Unless we can close back above here. If we can close back above this and close the C2. Something maybe I'll consider, but indices just look a little bit more appealing right now. So I'd like something like this, yeah, like a push up into this, create a nice like chunky up close candles, close below them with CSD, and then something like that. Alright, set some alerts here and see. Gold shorts look like they would have been the play. This does not look ideal here. Yeah, the further down we get from this hourly gap here, too less likely we are to take it. Couldn't just hit that gap, like, could it? Yo, Michael, what's up, man? You're talking about these equal highs here on the daily. Crazy how they didn't take it. But it becomes a target for later. Oh man, it's just melting here as well. This is annoying. Yeah, I guess I just saw it. Maybe just this candle was closing. I guess you could have just market entered. You're gonna get 1 hour to there. Probably don't hold like 2 hours, like here. Previous daily low is here. Nah. I was honestly just watching like the 4 hour or 6 hour to see if we took any of these highs, but I just went out to the 90 minute a bit too late. Classic August PA is right. Oh, this is annoying. This is annoying. This is annoying. If NQ takes us low and doesn't like reverse and keeps like trading through it, we can look maybe to try and take ES as like a catch up. Any 15-minute gaps. Anybody short in Q? Was I the only idiot to miss it? Might be short in gold, the way things are looking. A new 90-minute at 9 o'clock. New hourly, obviously. We'll probably create this 30-minute gap here too. We'll keep an eye on that. Hey Nicole. Hi David. Just sent a message in Discord asking a question about classifying a C2 candle from yesterday. If easier, can explain it. Okay, let me check it out. Give me 1 second there. I'll check it out. Let me check it out. Still trying to learn model. My understanding was on the daily or the 4 hour, you don't need a POI for the sweep of the high or low. You don't, especially on the daily, you don't. It just makes it much higher probability if you do. I'll take a daily C2 closure kind of no matter where it is, but I won't take a 4 hour. A 4 hour would have to be like at a gap or at a higher or low. Like you can't, like I wouldn't just take, let's see here now. Like this one I would, I guess, consider because it's the 6 o'clock open sort of time, but like let's see. Oh, there is a gap there on that one. Like this one's at a high. And it needs to be kind of in line with your bias too, pretty much. But what makes them like super high probability is if there's a gap or SMT with them as well, is ideal. So hold on, sorry, let me finish your question before I start. You just need that in the lower time frames, but obviously it adds. Oh yeah, sorry, you kind of answered your own question. Sorry, I should read the whole question first before. Yeah, so exactly. If they're at a higher time frame POI, it makes much more higher probability. Can a C2 candle be classified as C2 even if it isn't a protected higher low? So a C2 closure will automatically become a protected higher low. That's exactly what a C2 candle closure is, because what you're anticipating is the swing point to form. So you're anticipating this swing point to form. So what's a swing point is when you have a high, a higher high, and a lower high. So you have a lower high, a higher high, and a lower high. So this should not really be traded back into. So that's kind of where the term protected high comes into it. But yeah, you're right, on the lower time frames, then you want like a gap or something to be traded into, and CSD'd away, and that'll be your protected higher low on the lower time frames. The protected lower higher candle is a C2 with the second last H4 candle left before the next one. Okay, let me look at the pictures. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely a C2 on the 4 hour. So the protected lower higher candle is a C2. So what do you kind of? So I'm kind of confused on the second one, Nicole. The question, the second part of the question. So I see you have that H4. Let me actually just copy it and put it in here. Let me see if I can just snip it, because it's too big to put in here. 1 second. Oh, let me do that again. Davey, let me know if there's anything forming while I'm doing this. Okay, so that's the 15 minute, and then let me pull up the four hour. You're already in a trade and hit TP. Unlucky. Unlucky to me, or what? What did you take? Okay, Nicole, so I see here, so you have this gap, right? This is protected, as you can see, obviously, with the indicator. So the next one you would want to open a high into like some sort of gap and close. But this C3 now isn't ideal, because see how far it has like retraced? It's retraced like, you would only want it to retrace 50% of this candle here, which is probably like here somewhere. So you'd only want it to open and then like form a wick here, and then you trade lower on the 15 minute. But see how deep it's after coming, like up to here? Like that's not what you want. You don't want deep retracements. So then what you can do is, if you see that and you get this resweep here like this, then you can look to short it again from there if your bias hasn't been invalidated. So but this, But these 4-hour candles here don't align is with these 4-hour candles here though. Right? Oh yeah, it is. It's just later. It's this 4-hour candle here is this one just forming, right? Is that right? Because if this is this high here, yeah, you don't get a CSD till down here, which is like late in the candle. So this is actually be a way better entry here. This one, stop here, and then you trade lower. Let me know if that is what you're looking for, Nicole. I'll just leave those there for now. Jokes. Are you not in a trade, or you didn't take a trade, Dave? You know. You wouldn't know it, you. Yep, next candle forming. Okay. Yeah, like this is ideal because see the way we trade down here, you want this one to open, come up a small bit higher, and then you want it to CSD. Now it takes a while to CSD here, which is not like ideal. You kind of want it to do it quickly, but this is a fine trade here with this protected high. No, I think that's fine. I mean, you entered, it's a valid entry, so like once you've entered and it's valid, like the result is not up to you. You can't control that, so I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It obviously would have been ideal if this candle here had just went lower, but this one came back up for a resweep. And you have a two-stage here. Yeah, like I think that's completely fine. The only thing I don't like, again, is like I like the CSDs to happen pretty quick. Like I want this, like, say this is my CSD level. I want this like V shape to happen pretty quick. I want this to happen. I don't want it to do something like this. You know, and just barely close below, which is kind of what happened here. Like, see how much like messing around does here. I just wanted to come up, trade into it, and then displace way quickly to show me it wants to go down there. So, but other than that, I think it's fine. Yeah, that's kind of it. Not great PA. The models there. Yeah, I'd say something like that. So I think you're reading it right though. Good stuff. I can go over it more in class tomorrow if you want, if that's not clear. All right, so we got that level on NQ. We'll see now how it reacts down here. Maybe we can get a short on maybe ES if it comes back up to this gap. Do we have another 30-minute gap? No, we don't. Gonna watch these 30-minute gaps on gold. See what we get. Okay, cool, Nicole. Cool, good stuff. If you have any more on the call, put them in the chat now, and I can go over them if you want. If there's anything else you want to discuss just while I'm waiting for PA to like play out. It definitely makes it lower probability, Nicole. Like you would want it to go just from the gap, but the fact that it didn't like, did I get rid of that picture? Yeah, the fact that it didn't take out the first H4 C2 protected high, I think it's still fine to try to trade from there. It's not like A plus or anything, but it did it. I think it had SMT. Did it? Did it have SMT at that 4 hour high? If it did, that definitely makes it high probability. But yeah, once it doesn't come back up and resweep the first protected high, I think you're fine because it's still showing that it's like in bearish order flow. So I think that's fine. Yeah, if it has SMT, that's fine. That's completely fine. Yo, Dort, how we doing, man? Sorry, I just missed your message there. How we doing? Are you in anything, Dort, or did you take anything? I never got filled on these shorts here, which is very annoying. I think, Davey, gold shorts might be the play. This H4 down here as well is flat and silver. If we get some sort of like SMT in this gap on the new 90-minute, I might take a stab. We'll see kind of what it looks like. Nothing today or tonight. Good man. I'm pretty impressed with how patient a lot of you guys are. Yeah, same. This doesn't look like it wants to reverse here, especially if we close like this through this low. It just looks like it wants this previous daily low. So I'd be looking for ES for some sort of catch up. If YM could trade into this high, create some sort of SMT like this, would be ideal. Because this shit's just melting. Why did I not just like tag this gap here? Okay, new hourly, new 90. Let's see what we get. Okay, YM, there's also 90-minute gap here too. If ES or ESCSD is here, I'll take a stab maybe onto these lows. Assuming that this doesn't just like reverse and go higher. Bum, 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 bum. Come on, to fuck. Yeah, maybe not this 30-minute gap because it's be way too high in this in this range. Maybe chills out here and creates an hourly gap. We'll see. Let's see. This is getting a nice pump here though. We shall see. We shall see. How would you look to get long here, Dirt, if you were gonna long them? So we have this. I would have wanted this though. I would have wanted ES to take out this low and then Q not to. YM just gaps higher here. Okay then. Alright, we'll see if we get a tap of these. Any one of these levels here, and we'll see if we get some sort of reaction. If we are starting to turn bullish here, we shouldn't get any kind of like bearish reaction from these gaps anyway, so we'll see. Geez, YM is ripping, man. How do people feel about NQ shorts, the previous daily low? If it gave it. I think I'd prefer to short ES, but obviously NQ is weaker. It's just NQ has taken out this low here already. I'd like ES to like catch up. Now what is YM doing? This is fucking crazy. What would be really tragic is if we don't hit these gaps and it melts. That would be very annoying. The decoupled of like nature of indices is actually hilarious. Just YM be on like a moon mission. Okay, we'll wait and see. Anybody any questions, guys? Anything you want to go over or discuss while we're waiting for something to play out? Anything you guys want to go over? Only a couple of days left in August, thank the Lord. Have we got any news actually for the rest of the week? I used to religiously check Forex Factory before, but I don't anymore. Okay, some news tomorrow, day 30 PCE. Oh, Wash speaks on Friday. Oh, Jackson Hole's Friday, is it? Jackson Hole on Friday. Okay, then. Okay, yeah. That could be big. That might be a day to take off. And just like end August, early, maybe. It says Jackson Hole day 2 on Friday, so I assuming they're there on is day 1 on Thursday, I assume, but there's no red folder for that. Does this give you 2 hour to previous data? Yep. Anyone looking to short NQ? I mean, I like the 90-minute fill that we're getting here, but this thing is just on absolute crack. Like, what is this thing doing? Tempted myself, Davey, to be honest. I want it to happen quick though. Like I said, like I was explaining to Nicole earlier, I don't want this shit to just like chop around here and then like barely close below. I want it to go, like ideally I would have wanted it to go in this candle, but definitely in this candle. New 15-minute too. What is that shit? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm watching as well. It's exactly what I'm watching, Davey. Yeah, if it clears out all this shit here, that's exactly what I'm watching. Because like it gapped up, it has this flat open. It literally just a 90-minute just like went straight up, parabolic. So I'm hoping it clears out this and we go lower. We're also look like we're going to create another 30-minute gap in here in 13 minutes if this doesn't decide to go. No, that would also be another like point of interest. These are all hitting the gap here too. Don't even know where we're reversing from, like, or what we're reversing off of. I guess I don't know. Is this gap here on silver just doing like the Lord's work? Looks like. Maybe we get like a hourly C2 inside in this 4-hour gap and it goes higher. It's kind of what I'm seeing right now. We shall see. That's kind of what I would prefer. I would prefer to be longing metals here than shorting, to be honest. No, I think the way this is behaving as well, I'd rather wait for a 30-minute gap here. Get a new fractal to trade lower, new swing point. Because we don't really have any like swing points anywhere here in the 30-minute. Or like the last swing point is here in the hourly, so like you have C2, C3, like we're pretty much trading like C5 here. So even if I still think it goes lower, I want it to come up, create another swing here somewhere, and go lower. You're pretty much just shorting like low of day here too, but I think that's what I'm going to wait for, just for 10 minutes. Maybe we get, as you were saying, Davey, something like this, right? YM comes, sweeps out all this, and we get like some sort of like SMT fill here. Of course, right as I say that, then this wants to like CSD. I kind of don't want this to CSD now, because by the time this closes, it'll be 9:25, which means we've only 5 minutes left until the next 30 minutes, which could hit this, but tricky spot, tricky. Is YM really going to leave these highs here? Like, this Davey is exactly what you were saying earlier. This is August PA here. Also, if you guys are ever long or short YM or anything, like, I don't know about this far below the high or low, but YM loves to do the shit where it will trade literally to the high and then just like drop, or vice versa for the low. So like, always set your TP on YM like a tick or two below the actual level you want to get out at. Did anyone take any longs last night after we hopped off? I took this. So protected swing here. Actually, I can probably leave this on. Just ignore its watch, SMTs and stuff. Now, like, this is target. Previous daily high as well was up here somewhere, but that was just my target. It was just in some evals or whatever, but we were 10 o'clock. Was 2 candles away, but I still thought this wouldn't, for new 4-hour candle. End up getting taken here on this new 4-hour candle. Creates its wick, sweeps this low. Immediately CSDs, so like, this is the real entry you want to be in, this one here. And this is why you wait for candle closures or new candle opens, and don't enter towards the end of higher time frame candles. There you go. So my original one got stopped by like a tick and then ran, but this is a much better entry here, this one, because it's in the new 4-hour candle, so it makes its wick, CSDs, and it gives plenty of time for it to expand. So this is why a cohort rate is over CSD now. I'm just tapering tonight and watching your analysis. It's been hard again. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard. But basically, the reason of my like story there, my spiel, was because like this 30-minute candle is going to close on 5 minutes. You could enter here, it could go, but it could also just like come into this 30-minute gap and trade lower. Yeah, it's a tricky one. You could enter now and you get stopped, or you could not enter and it could run. Both will be annoying. But if you wait, if you're waiting and it runs, so be it. You don't make money, but you also don't lose money. If you take it now and it ends up stopping you out, you'll obviously get stopped. But you're obviously run the risk of, or not the risk, the potential of making money too, so it's tricky. Have you any questions, Dort? Just when you say your tape reading and watching analysis, have you anything you want me to discuss or go over? You trade pretty similar to the way I do, right? What's gold doing? GC actually didn't take this high, which is kind of crazy. It technically is SMT fill, but like, I don't know if I trust that. I don't know. PA been tricky for sure, man. Just been. Is it too much to ask to get a gap or a SMT fill at some sort of gap? Not too much to ask. Also, is there anything you guys would like to see more of on the stream? Or less of? Just basically looking for ways to make it better. Should make it more interactive? Do you want me to start taking like more scalps, more lower time frame trades? Try and rip some evals? I think we trade real similar, even more patience than I do, which is a flaw I need to work on. Yeah, some people are just naturally more patient. I'm definitely not I'm not naturally a patient person at all. I'm actually very impatient as a person, and maybe that's why I've had to work on it so hard. More winning trades, let's do. Okay, Davey, no problem, man, no problem. I'll delete the losing trades for you. But I think maybe, Dort, that's why I probably worked on it so hard, because I'm naturally a impatient person, so I knew straight away that was something I needed to like work on, I guess. And plus, I've been like burnt by it so many times. Like, you keep sticking your hand in the fire, eventually like you'll learn your lesson, you know. Stream is super chill now. Okay, thank you, Davey. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I just don't want it to be. I'm definitely probably a little bit more boring than other traders and stuff. It's probably a bit slow. Like you said, it is super chill, but I know that's not like to everyone's liking, but I just don't want I just don't want people to be bored, obviously. It is looking bearish now. Now I friggin' wish it took those highs, but and I would like to short here, but I think I'm just gonna have to be boring and demand some sort of gap here. You know what's wild is like this is actually giving a setup here, but I just don't know if I would trust this like 10-cent tick here. If I had made up my mind, take that. This one, Dort. Yeah, I see that, and I see that being fine. Like I can see why it would work. This is just like, to me, this is the classic. Like I've been trying to get in since up here, waiting for pullback, waiting for pullback. Then when you get down here, you're like, oh, we have a CSD, let me just short it, and it ends up doing like coming into this gap, stopping you out, and then going lower, you know, and like you're like, fuck's sake, why did I take that so low in the range? But then there's also the risk that I end up waiting for this 30-minute gap, and it just melts from the CISD, and you're here like, why didn't I just take that? You know, so like it's one of those lose-lose situations that I'm sure we're all familiar with. Not gonna lie, might be in the short. Well, good luck, Davey. I think they're completely fine and completely valid here. Did you take ES? I think they're completely fine. Especially being August and the way it's been, I'm just gonna demand something like this. But ES looks good here. Yeah, exactly, Dort. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I swear, man, this might actually drop from here too. So you took NQ, Davey? Like, oh man, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to demand too much, but like, since we came up here, like, why do we not just take these highs here? You know? I wouldn't have to worry about this shit anymore. Now we're CSDing. Everything would be lining up beautiful here. What I wanted was this 30-minute to open, take out these highs, this 30-minute like open, not hit this gap, create SMT, CSD, and then we go lower. Would be beautiful. So I don't know, maybe I'm just demanding like a bit too much, I'm not sure, but right now I'd rather be demanding too much than too little, that's for sure. There's times when like the market is just moving and you can get away with demanding a little bit less, but for me and the way I trade, it's just we're not at that point right now. And plus my accounts are like in a bit of drawdown too after last month, so I just need to, I'm gonna try and pick my shots carefully essentially. Market makes, yeah, definitely dirt, yeah. Because of all the millions I'm making and moving the market, they're definitely, I think they're just watching the stream, I think, is what they're doing actually, was the latest I've heard. I think the guys in the New York Stock Exchange have started tuning into my YouTube streams here. Yeah, I think that's better, Davey. I think that's better, to be honest. NQ is like weaker here, but it's already taken this. Like no guarantee gets previous daily low, but NQ could also just mess around here, consolidate, and this could still drop. So I think that's better. Hi, Davey. Have a good day at work, man. Thanks as always for stopping in. I'll be here again tomorrow night. I'm going to do, so I did last night, obviously tonight, and I'm going to do tomorrow night again. And that'll probably cap off our August. So, thanks, David. I might see you tomorrow night if you're free. Best luck with this trade too. Dort, why do you think do you think that the lack of patience is like hurting your trading? Would you say that's the thing you're struggling with at the most? lack of patience. Start to be too fast for sure. The top two issues I need to overcome. Okay. Okay, so there are two different things, obviously. Lack of patience. Does that come from, do you think it's just like trade entries, or do you think it's because like, are you in a rush to pass accounts, get payouts, etc., etc.? So like, is one leading to the other? You know what I mean? Like or do you not really care about passing accounts or getting payouts, or just like pre-fire trades or whatever? And the moving stop thing then, is that just because you're afraid to lose? Like you just don't want to take a loss? Do you always wait for C2? Yes, ZSK trader, yeah. I wait for C2 most of the time. Sometimes I'll trade a C2, but if it like meets all the requirements, if it's like at a key level, has SMT, small wick, yada yada yada. If it has all that, I'll sometimes trade a C2, but I'll usually just wait for C2 to close and trade a C3. Yeah, and that's an ego thing. That's just like I was actually talking to T Trades there on, what day was it? Last Thursday maybe it was. And he was just saying, it was actually funny to hear him talk, that he was saying that he doesn't trade lower time frames. Like, you would think the knowledge he has and all that, like, that he could pretty much read the market like a book, and I'm sure he can, but like, he won't take M15 to M1 trades or anything like that. Like, he probably wouldn't even take H1 to M5. And he said the reason is his personality, he just hates to lose. He said he hates taking losing trades. Even though he knows he's profitable and all that, it really pisses him off, he said, taking losing trades. So why would he take like 5 or 6 trades a day scalping when he knows he can just take like 3 or 4 trades in a month and just let them run, you know? Which I thought was like super, I guess he was very self-aware, clearly, and funny coming from someone like that even it's something he struggles with, you know, and it's just pure ego. We just don't want to take losses and stuff. But we've spoken about this before, because I can remember, like, losses really don't matter, man. They don't matter if you have a solid system and solid risk management. Like, they just don't matter at all. I think I told you, like, last month was like my biggest month, and I only had a 46% win rate, and I got like 22.5k in payouts. So like, if I had told you next month you're going to get a payout on every account you have, but you're going to lose 5.5 out of every 10 trades you take, like, you better be getting used to taking losses if that's the case, you know? It's not easy, but you just gotta deal with it. And there's also different types of losses. Like, there's valid losses, which is sticking to the model and taking the trades based on the model. If they lose, that's fine. That's literally nothing you can do about that. But it's when you start deviating from that and taking like stupid trades, that's what kills the win rate, kills the confidence. That's where your psychology problems come from. Not you, I mean, like most people. Because if you know, like, I can remember when first learned to trade paper trading before I even thought about buying an eval, I would hesitate to pay. Yeah, and like, that just goes to show it's not even the money or anything, it's just, you just hate losing, I guess, as an ego thing rather than losing money. Because like obviously the paper trade doesn't matter like at all. You can just reset that. But if you didn't want to even lose on that, that's purely just an ego thing of I just don't like to lose, you know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's something you're just going to have to work on and try and get over. Like taking losses is just part of it. Like if I take a loss here on stream, I like really don't care. It's just like it's part of the business, you know. I also have this too. This actually would have been. We don't really have. Looks like we're going to form an hourly gap here now. Do you do much backtesting, Dirt, or no? Or any of you guys here? Do any of you guys do much backtesting? Also, I think Nick is actually going to do some. Nick actually might be doing a stream this week on his own channel, or we might do it together maybe. He might hop in tomorrow night, or else he may do one himself on Thursday for you guys. So, for those of you that are here to see Nick, your wish will be granted. I think this week. Don't hold me to it, but I think he said he's gonna hop on. Silver's looking pretty good here. The past, not really anymore. If I do, it's not with playback mode. More hindsight. Oh, did you just do it with TradingView, like that playback mode? Instead of like using like TradeZilla or one of those things? I think something like that might help as well, Dort. If you sat down with your model and just went through like 3 months of it, right? And looked at your results at the end, and say like you're profitable at the end, it'll also give you a good insight into like how many trades you take a week, how many losses you can expect in a month, yada yada yada. Because when you're going through those losses, then you, in real time, you can look back and say, yeah, well, in those 90 days I made X amount and I had only like a 45% win rate. Like this is all fine, you know. You ever trade Zillow? Okay. This is looking really good on gold or on silver, especially with CSDs here. So is TradeZilla worth looking into? It depends, Dort. Like I think you can get it for like 25 a month or something like that, $25 a month, and like it's the same as anything in life. Like worth or like value comes down to like one depends how much you need that $25 or whatever, but it's also like how much you're going to use it. If you're going to backtest like once a month and you're not going to like track your results and all that, then it's definitely not worth it. If you're going to backtest like once a week or a couple of times a week and you're going to like really delve into your stats at the end of the week and the end of the month to try and look at getting better, then it's 100% worth it. Like 100%. Like what I do is I have TradeZilla to track all my stats, and I'll still, just because I'm like a creature of habit, I'll still manually put them in a Notion, and then I'll just copy the Notion link and put it into the TradeZilla. But they also have this like Zilla AI thing where at the end of the month I just put it in and it'll go over my stats and tell me like things I'm doing well, things I'm not doing well, stuff like that. So like whether or not it's worth it is completely up to you about how much like time and effort you put in, you know. Yeah, no problem, man. And that just goes for anything in life. People say, oh, is that worth it? Like anything is worth it if you, depending on how much time you use it or don't use it, you know. But if you were going to commit the time to get better and stuff, then it's definitely worth it. Like it's such a small investment for what could, like a couple of small tweaks. Say even it took you like 4 months and you use it and you found something that like really helped you. That's like $100 you spent. But like imagine if it helped you to get a payout of 2K. You know, you spent 100 to help you get 2K. Like that's a great trade-off. All right, coming up on 10 here, guys. What I'd watch for again here is, so right now we have something like this, right? We have this SMT with these here, right? So I'd like to see NQ hit this gap, maybe ES not, and you'd also create a two-stage here on YM. So I'd be looking for these to still trade lower here, or these gaps at 10. Excuse me. That's it for indices. And in metals, I think it's just longs. I think like look at this. This is going to be beautiful on silver. And I think if this goes higher, gold will follow. It doesn't look as clean, but you have your C2 here. Probably going to get a 4-hour C2. So I think it just, and a PSP would be your crack. So yeah, I think this looks good for longs too. Just maybe trade this as a C3, an hourly C3 straight up. You can wait for another 30-minute candle, see if you get a 30-minute gap, something like that. Leave that up to you guys. All about the RO. Yeah, exactly, Dirt. Exactly, yeah. That just goes for everything in life, yeah. I'm gonna call it. Okay, cool, man. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks as always for stopping in, man, and for always chatting and stuff and asking questions. Appreciate it. Have a good night, man, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll most likely call it here as well in a minute, guys. Anybody got any other questions? I just gave you my plan for indices and gold. Anybody got any other questions before we start to wrap it up? Okay, gonna assume nobody else has any questions. You have my plan for what I'm going to be looking for on indices and gold. I'll be back again tomorrow night. Hopefully we can catch something to close out the week at streaming. But yeah, good luck if you're still trading later and for tomorrow AM, PM session, whatever. And I'll hopefully see you guys here again tomorrow night. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you all tomorrow night, hopefully. Okay, peace, guys. Take it easy.